What's going on, my credit fiends? Today, you do not need to use your credit until you know these things, okay? I'm gonna be listing off what you need to know before you even get started if you're a newbie in this, and everything that you need to know, because there are a couple things that people believe, especially at a younger age, that is not true about credit and the way that it should be used. So the first thing is that it is not free money, okay? I know right off the bat, a lot of you people are probably gonna wanna click off the video thinking that, but no, let me explain to you, okay? Basically, what it is that you do have to pay this money back, especially if you're a newbie. You may not know that this is not free money. I knew someone that was fresh into credit and everything, and they thought that applying for this just meant that you were getting this money for free. Okay, no, you do have to pay it back. They do want interest on top of that, meaning that if you take off $100 off of there and you don't pay it back in full that month, they're going to charge you an extra $5 or whatever the case is on top of that. So now you're going to owe 105, and the next month if you don't pay it, you know what I'm saying, like that. So if you don't pay it in full, now you can make payments to make it go down, but some of that is going to go to interest, okay? Whatever extra that you owe. The second thing is that credit should not be used for just regular spending and things like that, okay? I understand you have to make purchases in order to build your credit. That's not exactly what I'm talking about. If you pay your cards off in full every month, then it doesn't apply to you. As long as you're using your money responsibly, things like that, this doesn't apply to you. What it applies more so to is the people that leave balances on there each month and are accruing interest and are paying on these cards every month. It may not seem like a big deal at first, but I'm gonna explain why it is a big deal. And it is a big deal because you're cutting yourself out of other opportunities. If one, possibly because of your debt to income ratio, okay? It's gonna be harder for you to get loans and get other credit cards and other things that, you know what I'm saying, you need a good score for, or a good balanced credit usage, okay? So if you have more of credit outstanding, then you're gonna look more like a liability. And second, you're robbing yourself of investment opportunities. You can take off that money and you can use that as leverage, okay? It's leverage because it's money that you haven't necessarily earned yet. So it's going on top of the money that, you know what I'm saying, that you would have put in. Like, let's say you invested 500, but now you have this credit card, so now you can invest 5,000. That's called leverage, okay? So you're going to use that money in order to make more money, and then you can go back and pay them back. Now, it seems simple at first until you start thinking of, well, what can I do with that? You're telling me to go ahead and make money off of this money, but what do I need to do in order to make money? Well, that's where you come in. You kind of find out exactly what you like, what are your interests, things like that. And then once you find out what you like to do, then you can try to look through different avenues to try to pursue money in that avenue. For me, I like crypto, and I like investing in things like that have charts and, you know, kind of like the stock market. So I chose crypto. I can make a lot of money very quick, and you can lose a lot of money very quick in there as well. So whatever you do, just know that it comes with some sort of risk. That's not what I'm saying, like, oh, this is all risk off, just put it in the stock market. No, stock market is not gonna make you as much money as you're gonna owe in interest, because chances are with your credit score and everything like that, especially if you're just starting out, it's not gonna be that high. So you're gonna have a higher interest rate. How you get the interest rate lower is by using your credit responsibly, i.e. doing what I'm telling you in this video, using your cards, paying them back, or essentially not necessarily what I'm telling you in this video, but what I explain in my other videos across this whole channel. Okay, once you build up a good, decent score, then your interest rates are gonna go down and you're going to pay less money out of pocket, i.e. saving you more money. Now let's talk about saving. Now, if you have credit, you don't necessarily have to save, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck, because now you have that credit to rely on in an emergency situation, a true emergency situation. Okay, yes, you're gonna have to pay extra on top of it, but if it's a true emergency situation and you live paycheck to paycheck, now you have the money to be able to carry through with that situation and provide a way for yourself, okay? So that's a lot of the reasons why people are using the credit cards wrong, is because they're told that it's either free money or that, you know what I'm saying, you just use this, you go to the store to spend. That's what a lot of people's credit usage is from. Like, normally when people think credit cards, they think credit retail debt. That's what they call it. That's what they call credit cards, retail debt. But they don't necessarily know that you could be using that to make other investments or to, you know what I'm saying, like my last video where I was talking about manifesting and stuff. You have this ability on your own, but if you are a person that goes out a lot and stuff like that, you can use those credit to give you those experiences prematurely, so that way you can find that within yourself, to find that feeling of, hey, I already have these things. It's not necessarily tricking yourself into, well, it is tricking yourself, but you're not like, you know what I'm saying, you're not actually tricking yourselves and believing that you have all this thing and then not doing nothing. No, it's to trick your brain into knowing what it feels like to already have those things, so that way you can influence yourself to do more of those things that would cause you to be in that direction, i.e. investing or starting a business or posting YouTube videos or just doing whatever it is that your hobby/passion is, so that way you can make a way and hopefully be able to go out on these vacations and do these things, go to these restaurants, pay for these things, because you're so used to doing that, you already know what it feels like. So that's the feeling that you're gonna be chasing. If you use it correctly, it will also translate on the business side, okay? I know I'm talking about investing and things on this personal credit, but you can also bring that over to the business sides. But this is just if you don't have a business necessarily set up, because there are institutions that will give you funding without any documents or things like that, but that does require an LLC, and you know what I'm saying, you got to set all that stuff up. And to further progress in that business, you are going to have to start making some type of income, or you're going to have some type of credit history for at least a couple years to get some of the big bucks, or get some funding from more reputable sources, as they would say. Okay, so don't call me on that. I'm not an expert or anything, but this is what I've been able to do to have 6 figures in credit, to be able to then use that money to leverage in other opportunities. Like I said, like I use crypto as an opportunity for me to grow that money that will outpace the rate of interest that they're charging me. And again, you can get your interest rates lower. Go check out my other videos. However, you can get your interest rates lower so that you're paying less, so that way you have to make less too. It's easier for you to come up with the extra money. All right, I'm not gonna keep going on, but you guys get the point. A lot of you guys are using your credit incorrectly by taking on a bunch of retail debt and then robbing yourself of other opportunities that you could be having. Even if you're gonna use it, watch my last video. You can use that money to manifest and to bring more of that into your life, more abundance, things like that, if you are using it. But if you're not, then use it for these types of reasons rather than the retail debt type of reasons. All right, catch you guys in the next video. We fiending for this credit. I'll get you guys right. If you need extra help or you got any questions, drop them down below. I'll answer them.